And remember, as good as everything looks here, the sequel is even better.
How long is the sequel?
About the same.
Damn. I'm still just
The
kind of an... Oh, I love the library stages, too.
and a direct flea man, and
Right.
books.
Well, a little bigger than a flea man. I always liked the books. They'd come out, and then they'd open and little swords would fly out.
The only thing that's hard in this stage is it's kind of hard to tell what you can dodge and hide behind. Like, a lot of the stuff here you think you would just kind of like fall in and be able to like duck, but no, most of it's platforms. Or you think you could walk past the staircase or bookcase, but no.
Yeah, I thought you could walk into that little corner.
So you end up getting a lot of enemies that are like hidden in there below you, and
Oh, I see what you mean. So that little hole, you can jump up there, but it's a little hard to tell.
yeah. And because you pretty much have to rely on your sub-weapons for most of the fighting in this part. Which is rough, because at the beginning you don't have much ammo for it.
I just got it. The guards are like the knight, the axe knights.
Yep.
And the lance knights. That's cute.
Like this guy here. Oh, no wait, my whip can actually go past him.
The music even sounds a little bit like a Castlevania library.
It's always been one of the more reserved, like, and the arena sounded like a Castlevania arena.
Like, this is a really good fan game, not just for, like, Touhou, but for Castlevania.
Yep. And now this part sucks because there's no way to kill that pike maid.
But you do a sub-weapon?
Oh yeah, it can, but it takes multiple ones. Like, this is around the time where I kind of start dying a lot more.
Uh-huh.
And not just to, like, cheap whoops, I fell down a pit.
At least it starts you at the same room, though.
Yeah.
Is there, it continues, or lives, or what?
I actually forget now that I think about it.
It seems like they would want you to finish the whole thing, so they'll probably just give you... Maybe you start back at the stage.
I guess we will see, because I only have about one life left.
Just get that jelly donut.
But yeah, all the enemies in or at least all the like normal enemies, non-bosses in Touhou 6, which is really what this one's based on, are all just maids of the mansion.
Uh-huh.
So that's why pretty much like so many things here are in fact maids. Oh, and there's a 1-up.
I'd like to actually know who did these sprites. Maybe I could hire him. Or her. It could have been a girl. We don't know.
A lot of people in the Touhou community, like this, I will say, like, I've met, like, the Touhou community has, like, probably some of the, like, biggest female population of, like, fandoms, at least that I met when I started going to conventions and whatnot.
A lot of women seem to be into Homestuck, too.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Not really women. I'd say, young girls, mostly.
Homestuck has a very teenage appeal because it's a very... If you meet someone who's into Homestuck and you're also into Homestuck, you have an immediate connection to talk about. So I've gone to a couple of gatherings, and it will be a bunch of, like, 16, 17-year-olds, like, playing, like, almost like parlor games. And I'm like, this is really cool for, like, if it's your first convention and you don't really have a group of people. But I'm gonna go away because I feel old and creepy.
Yeah.
And this is also, the character here that we're fighting is Patchouli.
I know
Patchouli
her.
Knowledge.
I don't know what her deal is, but she's apparently one of the popular ones.
She is pretty much the librarian of the Scarlet. She loves reading. She is anemic as fuck. So when you fight her in the game, she's like, I'm sick, you know, can only use a fraction of my power. And then you fight her again in like the hidden stage, and she's like, I feel much better today, and she can fucking destroy you.
Huh.
Yeah. Asthmatic, anemic, so she can't really pronounce spells fully. So she's kind of like, she could be one of the most powerful things in the game, but limited by sickness.
Sick that day.
Yeah. And super protective of books. She's hard. Mostly because she summons a lot of book attackers like that. And she can also control multiple elements. And if you just like whip her and don't really focus much on sub-weapons, you can tear through her.
Wow, that's, yeah, a lot of bullets. I don't know how you dodge most of this stuff. It seems like you would just have to power through it and just get to her before she gets to you.
Pretty much. She's actually pretty interesting in the game because, you know, like in Touhou, you can pick a character and pick a different pick a different attack type for that character. So if you want to pick a homing character of Reimu, you can do that. If you want to pick like a needle, it's kind of like the different ship selection in any other kind of shoot 'em up.
Is it kind of like the Kirby mixed power?
No, it's more like when you're playing something like Crimson Clover and you choose ship type A that has really good homing attack but not really good power, or ship B, which is really strong if you're focused, but basically different like ship types. In Touhou 6, when depending on which character and attack type you pick, her attacks are actually going to be different.
So let me ask you, does this game have the kind of Castlevania secrets?
Not
you
really.
know what I'm talking about? Does
no,
it have, like,
no
really
hidden mole chicken.
Okay.
Sadly.
This is bringing back flashes. Like in Symphony of the Night, there was like one area of the clock tower that had this like really well hidden secret that you had to like.
You have to get the particular sub-weapon and...
Yeah, like a certain series of events in like a certain amount of time, and if you didn't get it, it was like locked off forever.
Yep, you had a similar thing in Rondo of Blood, where the only way you can free a character is you had to get a key on your first time through, and then go in and like save her by hitting one thing with the right sub-weapon enough times.
Yeah, let me just tell you, I'm a little pissed off. There was the one secret in Symphony of the Night that I swear to God nobody would ever have figured out. It was, you had to get the boots that let you do the straight jump up, and you had to get under that little tunnel underneath the shopkeeper, right?
Oh yeah, and
you had to moon
headbutt
jump
him in the ass,
up there, but and when you moon jump up that tunnel, you can like make his seat kind of rise off the air, and it would give him a little ride.
Yeah, headbutt him in the ass. I love that.
Yeah, but you were supposed to do that to keep him airborne for a certain amount of time, but not let him reach the ceiling. And if you did that, then like a couple rare items would drop. But it's like, how on earth would you ever have figured that out? That you not only have to do that, but you can't let him touch the ceiling either.
I never even knew that.
Yeah, it's like one of the most well-hidden secrets I've ever seen. Yeah, the chat mentions secret in Symphony of the Night where you have to hit the 4 gears in the clock tower until they clicked. I can understand that because, you know, you're hitting the gear, it's responding, you can tell you're doing something.
There's a stimulus.
Wait, yeah, it clicked. That means something happened. Whereas with this, it's just, you have to know to fucking give the shopkeeper a ride. How could you not know that?
See, I always just thought that was just like a cute little side thing. Oh, look at that! I headbutted him in the ass.
It's a little Easter egg. Yeah, it's cute, but no.
Oh, also spikes are a one-hit KO. I should probably mention that. And those are also some of the most like horrific-looking spikes I've ever seen.
Where they're all blood-soaked and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of like I just finished watching a playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And, like, almost all the animatronics in that have that, like, level of blood-soaked, spiky-ass fucking fangs.
Yeah. Apparently that's getting a lot of backlash. Which, big fucking surprise to Scott Cawthorn. Everybody likes to, Not gonna say too much about that, but yeah, I understand that some people think that the games are cash-in at this point. But there's a level. There's a point where you say, okay, the game is just not for me, but kids love it. Certain people love it. He's, releasing them. It's not just a fucking reskin. He tries to do something a little bit different in each game, and a lot of people get hung up on, oh, he released this number of games in this short amount of time. And so fucking what? Like
if you were good at game programming,
that
you do
the
that
series
too.
Love the games. Nobody's getting hurt in this equation.
Yeah, he's a great dude, and trust me, if I had that talent, I'd be fucking doing the same thing. Any one of us would be doing the same thing.
Right. And you can't accuse him of being greedy, because there was that
give so much of his money to charity.
Fucking apropos of nothing. Just here's a bunch of the fucking money I made donated to charity. Like, nobody asked him to do that. He wasn't in any kind of scandal. It wasn't trying to buy goodwill. He just fucking did it.
Yeah. And he did that, like, in the height of the popularity for the third one already, so...
Right.
Not gonna get more popular. He knows what the fuck he's doing when it comes to making Five Nights at Freddy's games. No one else does. I certainly fucking don't.
Let me put it this way. If you made toys for kids, like say you made a rattle for a baby, you could take the time to really, I'm going to put bells and whistles on the rattle, and I'm going to paint it purple, and it's going to do this, it's going to play music, and adults are going to like the rattle too. And it's like, no, you just release the fucking rattle, and the baby shakes it, and he loves it. Why would you do that,
If fucking MatPat from Game Theory has taught me anything, is that people who are in Scott Cawthorn don't know as much about Five Nights at Freddy's as Scott Cawthorn does.
Right, you can't say he's not trying, because it's like there's a story there and lore, and he, you can't just say he releases the same shit over and over. Yes, it's gimmicky, I know, and it's not for me, and it's not for a lot of people, but you can't. I don't see why people are demanding that you should take more time. You should do this. You should do that. It's like, no, it's just the game's not for you.
In terms of like gameplay, he's done pretty much almost everything he can do. So he made 4 focus a lot more on a story and lore, and I kind of like that. Gameplay-wise, it's almost as simple as the first one, and I think that's kind of a good note to kind of end it on if he wants to make this be the last one officially. But literally, like, MatPat from fucking Game Theory made a video saying, oh, I found something Scott Cawthorn overlooked that he didn't, and Scott responded to it saying, hey, you made a good video, but no, you didn't. You didn't get it right, and MatPat apparently freaked out.
I'm the creator. I actually wrote the story and made the game and the characters, and no, you're wrong. I'm right.
So we have to fight Sakuya again, and she's harder this time.
Okay.
Mostly because she does a lot more time stop and dagger tricks and stuff like that.
Is she a boss that you can just tear through before she kills you?
Not really. This is usually like one of the parts where I kind of die or...
Yeah, at this point you might as well not even try because you had like barely any health to start with.
Yeah. Like, I don't... it's really hard to dodge almost all of that.
Don't fucking touch swords. They'll
like,
cut
your best bet is to just get her to low health and then just fucking whip through everything. Pretty much how you're supposed to play normal Castlevania. Whip through fucking everything.
Well, in Symphony of the Night, you couldn't do that because the enemies did like actual number damage. So if you had like a high level enemy, he would just tear through you.
Well, actually, that's how you're supposed to beat Frankenstein in Castlevania 1 if you don't have the right sub-weapon. You just pretty much jump up to him and try and whip at the same time. Blah, blah. Who cares?